All right, unique Mecca audio, man. I'm gonna tell you one about the New Orleans car. You know what I mean? I had a good brother down there, so if y'all know where he at, tell him to reach out to me from New Orleans. You know what I mean? That's how they say New Orleans. You know what I mean? N.O. You know, my man Marcus, they call him Kid. You know what I mean? Good dude. Me and him got along real good. You know, we was in Atwater together in the same unit. You know what I mean? Loved the kid. He had beautiful personality. You know, good jokes. You know, good temperament. But anyway, I'm chilling with Marcus, right? So now Marcus like to gamble. He gamble on anything. You know what I mean? If he see two ants in the yard, he gambling on, you know, which one gonna get to the hole first. You know what I mean? No matter what it is, he come up with something to gamble about. But he like to play poker and all that. He play real good too, because he win at times, he lose at times, win at times. But it's always something with Marcus. Now, they put a dude in the cell with him, little young kid, you know, he came from Alabama. You know, because like I said, we in the Fed, so we get people all over the place. So you got a dude in the cell from Alabama, you know, little young kid, he put in the cell, you know, so the kid come in the cell and they gambling. So they shooting dice in there, you know what I mean? They shooting craps, you know, Southern favorite. So they shooting craps and, you know, Marcus winds up losing like, you know, 150 books to the dude. That's five books, you know, $5 a book. So, you know, he lost a nice little, you know, change, right? So he sit there, and when the game was over, the kid, you know, from Alabama, you know, he take the stamps and he go to the store, man, and he buy something, but he, you know, they had to open the book up to give him change out the book because it's 25 cents, you know what I mean, a stamp. So he had to get back a few stamps. So now when the dude opened the book up, it's all dummy stamps. The same thing like the dude, you know, from Boston did over in Allenwood that I told you about. So he give him old dummy book of stamps. Right? 150 books of dummy books, you know, a bunch of little squares cut up, folded up to look like something. So now the kid come to me and tell me because come to find out, one of my strippers from back in the day, you know, up in Club 2000, she from Alabama, but I met her down in Miami, you know what I mean? Big shout out to Vegas. I ain't gonna say a real name or nothing, you know, but she come to he come in the cell. And while we in there, and he said he from Mobile, I think it was. I said, man, I got a female I knew down there, was real cool, boo, boo, boo. And I tell him her name and all that. So he like, oh, that's my aunt. You know what I mean? I'm like, nah, get out of here, man, because I've been thinking about her for a long time because she was good people. You know what I mean? So he said, man, I'll call her. So he called her, got on the phone. So she get on the phone with me. And she tell me, yo, look out for my little nephew, man. You know what I mean? You know, he young, he don't even realize where he at. He don't realize what time it is. He been bounced around to a few different joints because he like to gamble and things like that. And, you know, he don't use his head. So I said, all right. So now I'm looking out for the kid. So he comes to me and tell me about this 150 books. I told him straight up, I said, yo, Marcus, my man, but I'm going to give you the real. You know what I mean? A dude do that to you, you know what I mean? You know, this is prison. You know what I mean? You're supposed to punish him for that. But, you know, I'm talking about put the knife in him. You know what I mean? But I ain't going to encourage him to put the knife in my man. You know what I mean? So I go pull my man up and I talk to my man and I said, you know, with him then, you know what I mean? So I said, yo, what's up? You know, you get dude this, you know, some dummy stamps. Yo, you know, you need to rectify that because, you know, that's my family because I know his aunt from the street and I told her I'm going to look out for him. You know what I mean? So he told me straight up in front of him, he said, yo, you know, the kid's soft, man. You know what I mean? The kid don't even belong here. You know, nigga done made a pass at him and he ain't do nothing. You know what I mean? So right there, I took that as a chance that, you know, he ain't gonna fight for nothing. So I'm gonna take what I can before anybody else take it from him. You know what I mean? So, you know, I said, yo, Marcus, man, you know when you're young and you come in this joint that, you know, we don't really know how to move. You know what I mean? We all had to be taught how to move. That's how you know how to move now. You understand what I'm saying? So he's like, yeah, but I'm like, nah, ain't no buts, man. I told this family, man. So that's the same thing like if, you know, I pulled the fast one on your little nephew. You understand what I'm saying? You'll come to me as a man and tell me to rectify that. You know what I mean? He said, all right, you, man, I'm going to go on and do that for you. You know what I mean? So he went ahead and took care of that. You know what I mean? But now old Marcus, he go out in the yard. You know what I mean? And, you know, he playing cards and all that. And he gets on the Sureno poker table. You know what I mean? So now he was winning good, and then he started losing bad. You know what I mean? So now he wound up owing the dude, you know, not even much, man. He owed the dude like maybe $150, $200. So the dude told him, look, man, you know what I mean? I know you hustling off the land. We all hustling off the land. You know what I mean? I don't want no problems with your peoples or nothing. So just give me just give me $50, man. You know what I mean? He said, as a matter of fact, just give me $30 out of what you lost so that you showing face, giving me something so I don't feel like like I'm being taken advantage of, or you thought I was sweet, you know? So Marcus said, I got you. You know what I mean? So now Marcus moving around. So, dude waiting on his money patiently. But I don't mean sitting there. But I mean, he doing his bid. He still running the poker table and all that. And Marcus ain't playing no more poker or nothing. He waiting, for some money to come in. So he got to do what he got to do. You know what I mean? It's my man Kid I'm talking about. But then now, kids start going out to the yard because the game was in the unit. So kids start going out to the yard. And he gambling with other people tables and people hearing about him gambling out there winning. He still don't pay the dude. This go back and forth for a minute. You know what I mean? So now the kid in his feelings. You know what I mean? So now one day we sitting there and we up in the unit and they call the move. You know what I mean? So, all the blacks go outside because we love the sun and, to work out and get to see our homies from the different units and who just coming in to hear the different stories from other joints or different stories from the neighborhood from, whoever came, because that's how we get the line on everything from each other. You know what I mean? We our own social media, So now we sitting there and we chilling and we had a big dude that was there, a Crip dude that was real cool with Marcus and me, you know what I mean? Named Fat Cat. If y'all know who I'm talking about, it's a kid out of California named Fat Cat. Really good dude, man. He's overweight, light skinned, good dude, man. Everybody loved him, you know what I mean? And, he had a lot of respect out there. So, Fat Cat and Marcus became cool. They started gambling together, putting their money together. They going to the yard, doing what they got to do, you know what I mean? So now we come back in the unit. And the Spanish dudes is playing poker, you know what I mean? So they call the move, we all go back outside. So it's only a handful of dudes in there, you know what I mean? So Marcus in there. So then now they had another poker table in the unit that, a different Sureno was running. So Marcus go sit down and he go put down 10 books of stamps to get in the game. You know what I mean? He trying to get his come up. This a month later, a month after he done owed, the Sureno kid, you know what I mean? From losing the little $150, $200. So he sit there and now out of nowhere, the dude comes and he asked Marcus, he said, yo, what's you gambling? You're putting up 10 books, you know what I mean? You only owe me 6. Remember, it's $5 a book. So you only owe me 6 books. You could have gave me my little 6 books. You know what I mean? I done cut the joint from like 150, 200 down to 6 books, man. You know what I mean? So he like, nah, I got you. You know what I mean? So, dude is like, nah, you don't got me. I need you to get me. You know what I mean? This is Sureno, because like I said, they ain't no jokes, but this, they good people. They don't disrespect nobody. So he talking to him as a man, letting them know, nah, you need to get me now. You know what I mean? And Marcus is like, yeah, I got you. Because he playing and he feel he got a good hand and he doing what he got to do. You know what I mean? So the Sureno walk off for him to finish his hand and jump. You know what I mean? So then now it's only about 5 blacks in there. We had another black dude in there real cool from Atlanta. You know what I mean? I can't remember his name offhand. You know what I mean? Because he got a government name and I think it was Yusef. You know what I mean? But I'll correct it later. But anyway, so they in there. Spanish kid walk off. Marcus went about, you know what I mean, 50 books, you know what I mean, off of his little 10 books, so now he got a little 60 books, so Marcus going to sell. Like I said, Fat Cat, big dude, so now Fat Cat like to cook, you know what I mean, so Fat Cat, he bring out the stinger and, got the little joint hooking up his, white lightning in the cell, and then, he in the microwave and, you know what I mean, he cooking a big bowl of food. They don't want money, because I told you him and, Marcus, him and Kid done got together, did their thing, you know what I mean? So, they won a little 50 bucks a piece, you know what I mean? So they cool, but Kid got 60 books now, and the kid, he's over there furious at, and fuming that, damn, this nigga owe me this money, and he playing me like a sucker. I know he ain't playing me like no sucker. You understand what I'm saying? So, he come back over there, and he come to the cell, and he asked Marcus, he said, yo, you sort out your winnings yet, man? Give me something, man. Just give me 2 books. Because right now I feel like you playing me. My people feel like you playing me. And you know what I mean? And I'm having ill thoughts, like you think that I'm soft or something. I know what you did with the little youngin'. You robbed your own celly. you know what I mean, for 150 books. You know what I mean? I'm letting you slide, you know what I mean, over $100-something on what you owe me. You know what I mean? Give me something, give me 2 books, you know what I mean? So Marcus said, I got you. I'll be with you in a minute. So then he come back out, him and Cat, they hook up their little food, they eat, they go back, they sit at the poker table. Mind you, everybody in the yard, the majority of the blacks, but being it's a Sureno table, all the Surenos is in there because that's their little leisurely thing where even the ones that's not gambling is watching, you know what I mean? So he's sitting there and Marcus go to the table and he playing cards, and you know what I mean, he winning again, and you know what I mean. So then now the dude's sitting there, he walking back and forth, and he pacing. You understand what I'm saying? So now, while he pacing, you know, Marcus ain't really paying no mind. So then out of nowhere, dude come for the broomstick or something and swings on him, bang. So when he swings on him, Marcus jumps up, you know what I mean? So now all the Surenos jump up, of course, because they man that just swung. So regardless what he swung for, they rolling with their man. You know what I mean? That's how it is in the joint, you know what I mean? Meaning everybody got to roll, you know what I mean? And now he swung at a black dude, so now it became racial. So you got to jump up, you got to get involved. You know what I mean? So all his people jumped up, you know what I mean? And they square off, and it's only like Marcus, Fat Cat, my man from Atlanta, you know what I mean? A couple of Muslims, you know what I mean? And, you know, 1 and 2, you know, dudes from the East Coast, you know what I mean? New York, DC, Philly. But it was about maybe 6 or 8, you know, blacks. And it's like maybe 30 Surenos. So, you know, they way outnumbered. And like I said, the Surenos ain't no joke. The Surenos is so vicious that they knocking out the police at least 3 times a week. You know, the Surenos is putting their hands on the police for some form of disrespect. So that's how the Surenos roll. They not taking no shorts. You understand what I'm saying? They going at the police. So you know they ain't taking no shorts with a dude from New Orleans. You know what I mean? And dude from the East Coast and, you know, Fat Cat and everybody. Because like I said, these dudes is gangsters. It's like we gangsters. You know what I mean? But Marcus like to push his head, you know? So he swings at him. They jump up. So everybody sees what's happening and see that it's Kid. But we know a kid always into something for gambling. Kid, when you get in touch with me, you're going to be able to laugh at this one. You know what I mean? But so everybody jump up and everybody grab chairs and swinging chairs and you know what I mean? And dudes ran and got their knife and you know what I mean? It's a big old brawl in the joint. So they hit the deuces and all that. Now the police come running from everywhere. So when the police come, you know what I mean? That don't mean nothing to a Sureno. I'm going to keep it 100, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and I know y'all don't like me keep talking about the DC car, you know what I mean? But I got to give the props where it's due. Because like I said, the DC car, when they pushing and them knives come in, you know, and the police come into play, they not stopping because the police came into play. You know what I mean? They going to the end. And that's how the Surenos is. So I'm giving the Surenos their props too. So, you know, just that I've been telling a few DC stories. So I don't want people to think that I'm all on DC and I'm, you know, giving them too much props. But nah, they earned their props, my dog. They earned their props. But anyway, so they in there. You know, they fighting the police come in, you know what I mean? The Surenos fighting the police, they fighting the blacks, you know what I mean? We fighting the Surenos, we fighting the police, because we not putting our joint down either, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, how we going to put down our joint? I told you about the other joint where dude put down his joint and got, you know, hit in the face, you know what I mean? I'm talking about with a knife, you know? So, you know, nobody going for that. So it's rumbling and they throwing chairs, dude jumping from over the chair because the blacks is up on the 2nd floor and the Surenos usually down on the 1st floor by where they got their TV at because everybody got their cells in front of the TV. If you anybody, so when they lock the door, lock down or count time or end of the night, 10 o'clock lockdown, you could watch the joint through your door. So, you know, they was all by the poker table. That's where they was playing at. They got tables. I was telling you about that yesterday with the white dude that was telling, you know, the blacks that they couldn't sit at the table, not even when they not in the yard. You know what I mean? Like it's off limits. So they got the tables out there. And we by the Sureno table. So dudes jumping over the rail, jumping on the table, coming out with their knives, and they pushing, Surenos pushing, the blacks pushing, and they throwing chairs. So my man, he just come out the shower, because he was in the shower, but when he see it, he just throw his drawers on and run out the shower barefoot, and he grab a chair, and he defending himself. But he know that if he in the shower and this going on with the blacks, it's only going to be a matter of time before Sureno come and run and hit him, because they don't care if you from New Orleans. You know what I mean? They don't care, you know, if you Fat Cat and you with them. You know what I mean? Just because your color of your skin is black. You understand what I'm saying? The color of your skin is black, you getting hit. So dude come out the shower and he grab a chair and he using the chair really defend himself off because he ain't even got no shoes on his feet, wet and everything. He's sliding and you know what I mean? He's swinging the chair, you know what I mean? They swinging the knives and we going back and forth. I mean, this was nothing nice, man. You know what I mean? But now the police come in, they sent more police. You know what I mean? Because like I said, it was about 30 Surenos. So, you know, this pushed on for a minute. So the deuces went off. So everybody run to the yard to go look through the back window. They got these big ass bay windows in the back. So whenever the deuces go off in the unit, everybody run to the yard to go look in this thing to see who's fighting or who they going in there for. You know what I mean? Making sure they ain't your mans or nothing. So we just hoping that the Surenos don't peek that, you know what I mean? That they beefing with the blacks and take off on the homies in the yard. Cause you don't want the homies involved in the yard behind the dude ass betting, not wanting to pay his debt. You understand what I'm saying? Cause like I said, he owed the dude for about 30 days. You know what I mean? And dude patiently waited. I give the Sureno all his props. He did everything he could to alleviate it. He even dropped the price down from $150 down to $30. Then he told him, just give me $10. You know what I mean? Give me something, man, because I feel like you're really trying to play me. And, you know, the last thing you want to do in jail is be played because you're allowed to do to play you. You know, it's over, you know? So everybody at the window looking. Then they fight, they sending more police, you know what I mean? But nobody know what's going on because you can't really see what's happening until somebody come to the window and they tell you, yo, you know, this right here mean black. You understand? And if you say like this, that mean white because the palm of your skin is lighter. So you say, yo, it's what, you know, it's the white dudes. You understand what I'm saying? Or it's the black dudes. You understand what I'm saying? And so on and so on. You know what I mean? So, you know, they out there, they rumbling. So now they come in and they take everybody out. They lock up damn near the whole unit, everybody that was in there. So now we come in. Of course, they got to lock the whole unit down because they don't know how the brothers that was in the yard, the library, and, you know what I mean, the recreation center or wherever is going to come back and respond when they find out that, you know, the Surenos was fighting with the blacks and so the blacks find out that, you know, it was the Surenos, you know what I mean, that jumped on a black dude is how they looking at it. And the crazy thing is, and what you got to realize is you youngins, that's why these stories is being told to you. The crazy thing is you can't come in that unit and say that, oh, he from New Orleans, I ain't got nothing to do with it. Because them Surenos going at anything, like I said, black, they call us Morenos out there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so now when we come in, they lock us down just to be on the safe side. So that if they lock us down, they doing their little investigation to find out what happened and everybody knew what it was and da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? But, you know, that's just one of the stories how I be jumping off, man, you know. And, you know, big shout out to my man Kid, man. Stop that. I hope you ain't out there in the world doing that crazy stuff, man. But Marcus used to write books. I got him into writing novels and all that because we had a little alpha smart, so I had him writing books and all that as well. And, you know, it's all good, man. I mean, I ain't got too much complaints about nothing. But, you know, everything is love, man. You know, we just do what we got to do. And it is what it is. So, you know, that's that little story about that. I don't want to hold you up. You know what I mean? I just wanted to give you a little quick something, let you know how I go down to penitentiary when they do the ass bet. So this is a gambling joint on ass betting. So I'm telling you, youngins, even on the street, if you owe something, pay your debts because you don't know how another man is going to take it. You own the money. You know what I mean? You might think it's only $10 or $50 or even $1,000. But to him, that, you know what I mean? It might be $1. You know what I mean? But, you know, he might be going on what we call, with the code of the streets, the principle of the thing. So many people lost their lives for the principle of the thing. I'm going to do a whole video on different scenarios on, you know, how people fought for different things for the principle of the thing. Remember that, the principle of the thing. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is, man. But I'm going to tap out. I just wanted to come in and give you that one so you know what it is, man, about the gambling and all that. Big shout out to my man Marcus, a.k.a. Kid from New Orleans. He wasn't from Louisiana. He was from New Orleans. That's why I've learned the difference. You understand what I'm saying? If I'm wrong, y'all let me know, correct me, because I ain't been out to New Orleans when I was on the street or Louisiana. But the way Marcus broke it down to me and my Louisiana brothers, they said down in the southern part of New Orleans, you know what I mean, is where they go hard. You know what I mean? When you go, you know, I think that's where Louisiana at, if I'm not mistaken, y'all correct me. Down the southern part is where Louisiana at, and that's what got the name for that area. And then you got New Orleans, you know what I mean, which is up north. You know what I mean? Like, you know, on the East Coast, you know what I mean? You know, not to brag or nothing. They got us up here, you know, New York, Philly, D.C. as the aggressors, and then you got the people down in the South. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, that's how that was, man. But I just want to tap in. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to this video. And make sure you cop the book of Ruin Harlem. All right? Like, subscribe, cop the book of Roy and Harlem, cop the audio book of Roy and Harlem, and tune in, man. I'm getting ready to do a real nice live for y'all probably tonight. But I just want to get this video out. Know that we here, and it is what it is. All right? Tuning out, man.
Get his book out now.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
What?
Fresh out the can of 26,
yeah.
He back on the strip, getting back in the mix.
Yeah.
What he mentions a gift.
Right.
You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this.
Real.
Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit.
Yeah.
Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn.
Real.
Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spin a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community yours. So we can give back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the root men.